Well, today's the day, or the first day, of what's probably going to be a pretty big project. I've got Rex and Dave here with me today, and we're cleaning out this Shelterlogic, getting all the stuff out of here so that we can begin the process of moving it. That's right, we're going to try to move it over there. We'll see how that works. It's muddy, sloppy. It's been nearly zero for a week, and this is the first warm day we've had. We're excited about that. Let's get started. We've only been at it for a few minutes here, and we've already figured out some, I guess, system, you might say. The fork truck just simply cannot get out on the rock. It's just too muddy and spongy. It just can't get out there. So, on the other hand, the tractors have a hard time dealing with the pallets on the pallet rack or getting in there crossways. So we're using the forklift to kind of position everything, and then the tractors to actually get them out of here. Ram and cram, Dave, ram and cram. Look at that, he got them to fit. Of course, that was easy with the fork truck because I have the fork positioners or whatever. I can move them in and out. This one's very delicate. I'd be surprised if they get it without spilling it. Be careful with that one, Dave. It's delicate. It'll roll off of there. When you're following along at home, the lesson to be learned in this segment is that pallets are wonderful. You might think, well, a lot of the stuff I deal with is not palletized. I would challenge you to say that perhaps you're just not thinking in a palletized approach. Many, many things can be put on a pallet somehow, some way. And sometimes you might even need a custom pallet. Rex has helped me build a few that hold certain attachments that just won't set on a regular pallet. So that's something that we have learned. And yes, I have a forklift now, but I didn't see any value in a forklift earlier on. And now that I think in pallets, the tractor, I mean, it just kept showing so much value that, yeah, I added more. I got a forklift. So I found that I never have to like scrounge for pallets. I'm all the time have an opportunity at Menards, or, you know, just seems like I've always got extra pallets. It's pretty easy to find them. I can't keep up with these guys.
Yes, that stump grinder is something you haven't seen before, and I'm telling you, it's a lot better than the 1P24 that you're used to.
That's a perfect use for the heavy hitch, front 3-point hitch attachment. Hey Dave, let's get the other end of the PTO.
I'm working with Baumolite on this design. As soon as we get it finalized, I'll be showing you. If you're thinking about buying one of the 24-inch grinders, I would encourage you to hold off until we get this thing finalized.
Yeah, I think that works great. Yeah.
Next, we're going to see if it picks up that Rhino mower.
Maybe.
I don't know if that tractor will do it, but... Now, the real question is, can we mow with it?
Yeah, that would be kind of dangerous.
Cool though. Except you have to go backwards, right?
Which wouldn't do us any good.
Nope.
If we,
Nope.
we go this way, it'll throw all the stuff at us. I guess this is a testament to the storage capacity of the Shelterlogic. Well, I guess not everything was in there. This mower wasn't in there, and this mower wasn't either, but most of this stuff came out of the Shelterlogic, and we're still not done. Our trailer hydraulics leaked down on us. That wasn't a very good deal. We may have to come up with another approach on that. We'll see how that goes. Well, here's what we got left. Got this mower here we need to get off with the loader. We've got the post hole digger for the front of Johnny X. Various stuff here. And some Ventrac attachments. So we're getting kind of close. Rex is spreading some rock there because, well, we just got the nifty lift. It was stuck there from where I parked it in the winter. Hey, I need to show you that. I bought this right before Christmas, yeah. I've heard other people talking like this. This was a tax deduction, but I bought it used. Mainly for the shop build and mainly because I've always wanted one. But I may have got took. And I should have known it. The guy says, well, we've had some problems with this one big fuse, 125 amp fuse. We've had some problem with it. In fact, here's two extras that we've got that you can have. Well, we blew one this morning just trying to get it started. So yeah, there's probably more work to be done on that. We're letting it run here to make sure the battery's charged pretty good. That's not risky. So Rex advised that we could move one section at a time if we would just take every other section apart. His advice is proving accurate. I'm not sure it's proving wise. We'll see if I can actually fit. In other words, it wasn't that big of a deal to take them down. So is it really worth this? It is cool video though. Well, let's put it this way. I don't have 18 feet. In fact, I'm not going to have 16 down here at the end. How are we going to do this? Okay. That's one side. That's as far as I can go, maybe even further. I think I put this thing up here with that tractor. Is that as high as you go? Ain't gonna work. Okay, so much for that. Have to find a bigger boy. We needed Rex's tractor to get this mower off. That's why we're doing this like this. Rex is busy right now. And we've got Johnny 5 off the property due to space constraints. That's right, I got 10 acres and not enough room for all my equipment. No, it's just too wet here to put stuff out in the grass. As you'll see here, I'm about stuck. Hopefully I can get out. Yep, rut's right there. Another 4 inches and I'd have been stuck. Uh-oh. Rear wheels? Yep, look at that. They don't take much.
We should have quit. Rex had already gone home, but this looked like too much fun. We have to remove these 2 trees, the one I'm pushing on here and then the one to the excavator's right, to have enough room to put the Shelterlogic back here. I've got this one loose now, but I'm trying to keep from pushing it into that other little tree there. We don't have any need to take it out.
Okay, so we're getting ready to start day 2 here. We had a great day yesterday, got everything moved out. Now, of course, there's a few items put back in here now, but all the pallet racking is out, all the attachments are out. Today, we're gonna work on the other side of the project. Yeah, we're gonna work on this end here. We got the rock pile moved yesterday. Late in the evening, I got 1 tree taken down. Rex is working just a little bit to cut it up. And then we're gonna take down this nice walnut tree right here. Dave's getting the lift over here. I've got to go in and get my harness on. I think I'm gonna go up in the lift, assuming he's not stuck. He thinks he is stuck. You should have some throttle or something.
This is the first time we've ever tried to use this lift. We're not sure we fully understand the controls yet, but maybe we'll figure it out.
I set it to rabbit.
Now try to move.
Once I did, it didn't have any effect.
You got your foot in there.
I guess I stopped the camera before we figured it out, but we eventually got it working. But in an attempt to get it a little bit closer to the tree, yep, I soon discovered that it's not very good on an uneven surface. I'm stuck here in these rocks. We eventually used a tractor to push us closer to the tree and then to pull us back away from the tree. I've got much to learn about this lift. I don't know if it's got any diff lock.
Can't even move.
And I don't understand the controls very well yet, so more study is needed on this, and I may have to call in for help from somebody. If any of you has any knowledge about how to operate a nifty lifty, let me know. Even more amateur hour here with the video camera. Apparently I had it in still mode here. I'm showing Rex beginning to saw down the tree. We have the rope tied to it, and now it's on the ground. Cameraman error, please stand that tree back up and cut it down again for me. That's not how it works here in the real world, is it?
As you can see, we can't get to the burn pile right now, so we're just having to stack this stuff back here for now, and then maybe we'll move it when it's drier.
There aren't many days here when a 1025R will tear up your yard like that. It's really wet.
Got most of this tree cut up here. There may be a little of it left. We're going to put it on Rex's trailer. These long pieces, he thought he might be able to use for wood carving. They're probably good enough for some walnut logs, but not real good ones. So I don't want to take the effort to try to sell them, but I would like to see them used for something better than firewood if I can.
But your Mini's sitting right there, and I have a half mile to hop in it and just go after it.
Okay, we'll go ahead. Dave's got the little stump out now, and he's decided he's going to start on the big one. We'll see how that goes. Pretty good sized walnuts now. Dig out with that little excavator. He thinks he's going to push it. He's not even close. We'll get back to you in half an hour or so. Got the firewood loaded here, just about ready to put on the trailer, and it's a good time to check in on Dave. I don't know how long it's been, but don't believe it's moving at all. It's raining. We're gonna have to find an inside project here for at least a while. I guess Dave has found one, but Rex and me are gonna have to find an inside project. It's been 20 more minutes. Let's go check in on Dave. Gee, that stump's still standing. Okay, leave a comment on what Dave's doing wrong, because I'm sure you guys have got a lot of feedback on what Dave's doing wrong. I'm kind of enjoying it because for once I'm not the operator, and so you know, I'm the onlooker that says, oh, I know what he's doing wrong. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing he's not doing wrong, and that is that he's sitting right there in the cab and he's enjoying himself. The only thing that I do think he's doing wrong is he's between me and a cheeseburger. And he doesn't even know it. No budgie. Dave's moved around a little bit now. One thing that I will say is if you haven't done this before, you have no idea just how much power the roots have. You think, I've dug out all these roots, why doesn't it move? It's just amazing. In my opinion, he's not yet close. Although repositioning was a major step here. But he'll figure it out over time. I'm not going to say anything to him. He'll figure it out. See, going for those side roots, that's the trick here. He's got to get all the way around it, and then it'll come out. Seeing a little bit of movement now. But yeah, he'll have to get those roots on that side. The only advice my dad gave me on digging out stumps that I can remember is, if you haven't got it dug out yet, keep digging. Rex is moving this pile of dirt here that I dug out of this area originally. I put this rock in here partially for storage, but I was just going to use this as a parking area, not really thinking at the time that's where we were going to put the Shelterlogic. Rex is going to try to get that dirt out of there. That's good topsoil. Meanwhile, after lunch, another 30 minutes have passed. It's not deeper, Dave. It's not deeper. Okay, see how you've got your teeth under it? Uh-huh. Drive up a little bit and dig under it. You can dig under it. The thumb gets a little bit in your way, but you can dig under it. Those teeth will allow you to do that. You're kind of in a mess here, aren't you? Yeah, you may have to pull, yeah. You're gonna have to use your bucket to pull yourself. Grab the stump. There you go. There you go, dig right under there. Now you're getting somewhere. And you wonder why people grind them out. We thought in this case that we needed it dug out because we're trying to dig a little lower here. But yeah, you get to a big tree, it takes a good bit without a huge excavator to get one out. Unfortunately, we're going to miss the ending on that because I've got to go get some parts. Well, it looks like Dave got her out while I was gone. But I don't think he's going to be able to move that stump with Johnny X. I hate to sell Johnny X short, but meanwhile, Rex is making huge progress. Okay, I've got my errands done. I had to go to Menards and get the posts and all that we're going to be using, and I also had to get a new post auger. I've never had a 12-inch one, and I've had to rent one several times. Seems silly now, so I just went and bought one. $169, even at Tractor Supply. Would have been $10 cheaper at Rural King, but it was an extra hour and a half for me to get there. So what these guys are doing is taking down some of this topsoil here, taking it down maybe just to grade here. Rex has kind of got the final grade about right here, I think. And when I say the final grade, that's the final grade before we put rock in. I just thought it would be good to get some of this good topsoil off. Yeah, it's going to have roots in it, but I'm not worried about that. They'll rot. Okay, day 2 complete. What a whirlwind of activity. It is muddy, but we've got this pretty good shape back here, I would say. I'm not sure that, that it's going to drain perfectly, but the Shelterlogic should go from the front of this building here to the back, which is 36, plus an additional 14 feet. It's going to be 50 feet long. We're going to take 5 foot off of it. I'll talk about that a little more later. It's currently 55 feet. Looks to me like I've got a little hump right here, but that's minor. We'll get that worked through. The idea is to have some just surface drainage right along here, drain this direction, go around behind the Shelterlogic location, and then drain along the edge here, something like that. That was my thinking for that. As you can see, even driving on the driveway is difficult, right? I mean, it's nothing but soupy here. Now here, at least it will hold us up, right? It's not, yeah, it's soupy on top, but it's solid underneath. So the challenge was where to put our dirt. There's no way we could take our dirt to our typical topsoil pile way out by the pond. So we really had no choice but this. Yeah. Not a very good choice, huh? So this is right in the middle of our new building. But in some ways I thought that was one of the best options because I was going to stir all this up anyway. We put it right here just off the driveway for now, but it's right in the middle of the big part of the building. And we'll just have to move it out when it gets a little drier this spring. So it'll be, you know, another job for another day, I realize, but sometimes you have to do things like that, even though it costs work overall. I'm not optimistic that we're going to be able to move the Shelterlogic tomorrow. We've got posts to place back there, and then we've got some disassembly here on those horizontal beams in there, and then we've got you know, other prep to do for moving. And Rex won't be able to be here on a day 4, at least in the morning. So yeah, we'll see when we can get this done, but I do not believe we're going to get it on day 3. I think day 3 is still going to be a prep day. Day number 3 is here. We've been working at it almost 2 hours this morning. Of course, some of it was figuring, as my dad would say, doing some calculations on where we wanted to put our posts. We're going to do the tie down or the foundation of the Shelterlogic essentially like we did last time. A couple of improvements, and I'll go over those as time permits. We've done these holes here. We've done 8 holes, 3 foot deep. And now we have to do the holes along this side, next to the building. We intend the front of the Shelterlogic to be even with the front of the shed there, and the back will be about 14 foot behind it. I chose to use the tractor mounted rear 3-point mounted post digger. In this case, the big hydraulic digger that I got is just, well, it requires more hydraulics than any machine I've got around here, except for the Mini X, and I don't have a mount for the Mini X. That would have been another choice, and I think it would have been a great choice. So I need to create myself a mount for my Mini X for that post digger. I think that would be the ultimate. But meanwhile, I bought the 12-inch auger for the old Tractor Supply county line digger that I bought before we were ever doing YouTube. Gonna be pretty close to the tree here. Yeah, don't pay any attention to that. It is what it is. Remember, you're by a live auger here anyway, right? So can't say that that's probably improving safety much in this case. I'm gonna let this side down.
I had never used a post digger like this with a hydraulic side link and wouldn't have even thought to do so, but we found this to be incredibly helpful. Before, we've always had to manually pry one way or the other on the digger like Rex is doing there with his hand to keep it straight up and down. But what we found is with the side link, I could do a lot of that with the tractor. By the way, I got my side link at summit-hydraulics.com, and I use code TDWT for 5% discount. Now, Rex still had to steady it like he's doing there, but rather than having to put all of his weight on it and pry against it, those were the times that I could use the side link to adjust it.
Quite quicker back here.
Yeah. May have it dug out too deep. But the soil changes rapidly in this area.
That was an example of me tilting it the wrong way. Hopefully you could see just from that error how much more control the driver has now on the auger.
Let me
Does
go
it
down.
need to give a little more kick?
Yeah, there you go. A little bit more, there you go. That's deep enough.
Now, before we go into this next segment, I need to clarify a couple of things.
You're good.
I have not got a permit to move the Shelterlogic. I'm doing things right on the new building, but knowing I was close to the property line and likely infringing on my drainage easement, I hope this Shelterlogic move would fly under the radar. I know there's wind noise in this audio, but I think you'll want to see this segment.
This could have been a bad day. Yeah, we're working on this. We've been working on this the whole time, and I think I told you from the beginning of this that we're really pushing our property line here. We have a 15-foot easement off of our property line. That's a drainage easement. We're not allowed to build anything. Well, I try to obey the rules, try to do things right, so I've already applied for the building permit for my new big building. Wouldn't you know it, while we're putting these posts in, while we're working on this, the drainage easement lady comes by. And, you know, I'm thinking I'm right on the line. In fact, I wasn't even sure that we were within, you know, maybe 5 feet of the property line. And I'm honestly still not sure. But here's what we got. I mean, she was at the point where she was going to be able to say, well, you can't build in the easement. And I never get away with anything. Did I mention that? Have I ever mentioned that before? I have never got away with anything, including putting a tack in Tony Goodwin's chair in the 7th grade. Never mind that he got away with it just 15 minutes earlier. But when I did it, yep, I get a paddling. And I was old enough to know better too. So here we are, Dave's measuring right now. We're measuring to this post. I'll tell you the story about this post in a minute, but how far is that, Dave?
So we're 190 and a half with the wind.
What is that? 192 would be 15 feet?
No, 192 would be 16 feet.
Oh! So we've got an extra foot.
Just about.
Except that you're about 4 inches beyond it on this end. Now at this point I'm busted, right? I mean, it looks like we do have more than 15 foot to this post here, but what's this post? I mean, it's just a post that Dave and I put in right before she arrived. No, not that bad, but my neighbor told me that he had this land officially surveyed and that somewhere out in here there is an official survey marker. So I asked the drainage lady if she had one of those metal detectors to detect the survey marker, and she said she didn't, and I inside was secretly thankful. Because the hearsay is that this post is very close to that survey marker. And I told her that. I told her it was hearsay. I didn't live here when the survey was done, so I don't really know. But the hearsay is that the person who lived in my house put this post in when the official survey was done.
And the neighbor paid extra for that.
The neighbor paid extra, that's right.
Yep.
The good news is she took my word. I think she saw the despair.
Yeah, you definitely were not looking so hot there for a minute.
Well,
still not looking hot, actually. Just
yeah, I mean, again, if I got away with things in life as a practice, it'd be different, Dave, but I never get away with anything.
right. No, I understand. I have the opposite, generally.
Just look at him. He looks like the kind of guy that's going to get away with everything, doesn't he?
What did my sister call it the other night? Something about slippery golden tongue or something? I don't know.
Well, I am not going to try to lie about it. That's just not who I am. And so we were just going to not do it. Never mind that we've got a lot of work done here. We were either going to not do it or have to get a smaller one or something.
Right. Smaller one would be unfortunate because you got to spend money on it. But
yeah, a lot of money. It probably wouldn't have been worth it to me. It'd probably be $15,000 to get a new one.
Right. Well, and then it'd be, I mean, what, 25 foot we'd had it gone or something? I mean,
Yeah,
you would have lost a considerable amount of space. Almost not worth it, really.
So, but I believe we are good. I believe we've survived that particular
all right.
incident. I mean, we happen to be working on it right now when she comes here.
Yep. And that's, I believe, the only reason she stopped in, isn't it? Is because she saw us doing something?
It could be. She did say something about it. I thought I might see you out here working.
So,
Well, she did.
I think we're on the up and up.
I think we passed that test, but it was a pop quiz, let's put it that way. I was kind of hoping to get away with this, but I should have known better. And so ends day 3. I've got to go recover a little bit from my emotional trauma.
I'm fine.
Well, it's day 4, and as promised, or feared, Rex is not able to be here today. And so Dave and I are on our own. And never mind that Rex is 70 years old, we miss him. This is a lot of work for 2 guys putting in these posts. Or 1.5 guy. Maybe we're 1.5, maybe Dave is 1.25 and I'm 0.25. Maybe that's how it is.
It depends on if that camera's in your hand or not, really.
Point is, I can work a little bit when I put the camera down, but that's not really helping me.
We have to film. Otherwise, all of this is for naught, right?
I guess you're right.
So it's one of those catch-22s where we have to do it, but it also hinders what we're doing.
Yeah, it slows us down a lot, but that's all right. It's kind of fun too. So we've got 2 posts left here, and we did those 8 yesterday. We got to get her done, Dave.
Yep, we only got 2 left to do, and it's not even noon yet.
Okay, that's level, so that means we're too far away down here. There you go, that's probably more than enough. Okay, that right there would be level, so when we've got a lot of room in the hole, it's easy to move them. That's level. Hey, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's pretty good.
All right, I'm gonna kick some dirt in.
Okay, I'm gonna hold the post.
Man, that might be the best hole we've drilled so far.
Don't say that. They've all been perfect.
Right, never mind, I forgot. Yeah, perfect. And exactly 15 foot off the property line.
You could have went all day without bringing that up again.
Sorry. It's a touchy subject, isn't it?
Well, it kind of hurts.
Well, I think we came out all right.
Oh, we came out all right. With the exception of my reputation to the...
No. You were honest with her.
Okay, that's perfect. Tamper all the way around now. Glad we didn't do 2 footholes, Dave.
Yeah, that would have been a lot of dirt. But your margin of error is a lot greater on that.
It'd have been a lot easier to get them placed. We did have some trouble. Our holes weren't perfect. Dave was alluding to that earlier. So we had to widen a couple of holes. 1 or 2 with the auger, and then we just did 1 or 2 with a shovel and a post hole digger.
You know, every time I end up with a shovel in my hand here, it reminds me of that conversation you had about, well, I bought a tractor because I didn't want to have a shovel anymore.
I need a tractor attachment for this, don't I?
I saw one actually.
Yeah?
I got to assume it's a gimmick, but it was quite literally a spade with a steel end that connected to the loader.
Well, what am I going to do with that?
Absolutely, that's why I said it had to be a gimmick.
Oh, I need a power tamper. A plate compactor would sort of work, except I don't need the big plate. I just want just the
Just
2x4.
Yep. What about one of those?
Jackhammer.
I was gonna say, what about one of those big hydraulic post rammers?
Post driver, and then we wouldn't have had to drill. It'd be fun to try one of those.
We saw one at the farm show.
Yep.
I think it mounted on a skid steer though. I don't know what it takes to run one of those.
Ah, heresy.
I didn't say it couldn't be done. I just said I didn't know.
Yeah. I sure wish we had more hydraulic force in these tractors. Well, today's the big day. Day number 5 of our project, and we are ready to move. Got a fairly big crowd here this morning, but that's not the most of it. The most of it is, first, it's cold, colder. It's 25, 28 this morning. The biggest part of the weather is that we have 20-mile-an-hour winds today. So it should make it easy to move, right? I mean, all we have to have is a rudder because it'll just pick itself up and fly. Yeah, we're a little concerned about the wind, but we are protected by these trees on this side a little bit. And as we get back there further, the shop on the other side. Well, we need a little adventure, right? It's kind of just when we can do it, and well, if it flips over, you guys will enjoy it anyway. Right now we're putting ratchet straps all the way across it. I'm gonna get it so that we can pull it together a little bit. We're thinking it's going to want to spraddle outward rather than inward. Meanwhile, we've got some die grinders that we're cutting the brackets off at the bottom. So once we get that all cut off, we get this strap together, then we'll get ready to actually pull it. Smoke it up a bit, Rex.
We've got a 3 Series tractor on each side of it,
you got
one
that
hook to
tarp right
each
there to the
main
back.
beam there. You should get some better looks at that as we go along.
Okay, we're moving. We came off here on this side. Yep, it's good. Dave, slow down. Chuck, speed up. Dave, steer straight for now because we're coming inward pretty hard. Okay. Is everybody ready to go forward? Yeah. Okay, forward again.
Now we're all wearing headsets, so we're communicating with each other. I think there's 7 of us that are able to communicate. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time or energy to get it set up to record all of that to the camera. I apologize for that. Overall, the communication worked well through the headsets. The only issue is that 7 people, sometimes needing to work in groups of 2 or 3, cause a lot of overlapping conversation.
Let's have Dave steer to the east a little bit because I think we need to start coming together.
We're using these straps to make sure the barn doesn't, as I would say, spraddle out to wider than its original 30 feet. But a secondary use is to try to pull it together, squeeze it together somewhat so it'll fit in between the posts at the new location. You guys can see the snow here blowing almost horizontally, illustrating the wind.
That's amazing, Dave. That turning inward a little bit really pulls that together. We've moved, looks like about 20 feet so far. 29 foot, so we're in 1 foot so far, or a little more maybe.
We're making a point to go as slow as possible. We're really not in any hurry. And this gives us time if somebody sees something going awry.
Okay, we need to ratchet a little bit. We're loose a little bit. Whoa, we lost a ratchet here. Yeah, we lost a worker. I wasn't worried about the worker. I was worried about the ratchet. Yeah, you don't have any visibility, neither one of you guys. All you got's that tarp right there at your back. Okay. One thing I'm seeing is that the front of the building is coming together, the back is not coming together as fast.
We decided to lift the opposite end with the forklift
Okay.
and see if that would allow us to pinch it together a little bit better with these straps. And it did. We were able to move it in a foot or two at that point. From here you can see that the far end, the end connected to the tractors, is bowed pretty hard. In other words, we've got quite a pull on it with the ratchet straps as well as the tractors. Starting in the middle of the building here, it's a lot wider, so we'll eventually have to pull all that together.
Chuck, you're doing great. Straighten up right toward the edge here. There you go. We're doing okay. We're doing okay right. Okay, so let's stop. How about we take that fourth from this end ratchet and tighten it up.
We may have to get a tractor over there and shove that in.
Look at it though, it's coming in.
Yeah. Okay. Keep an eye on it.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? About a foot past this, I believe. Okay, that's good. Let's declare that good. We can move that as we put it up there. For the first try, when we had the Shelterlogic out there, we used these steel brackets that clamped here and then had an upward clamp. Quite frankly, those clamps didn't work very well. So we're going to take a different approach this time, and we're going to put these 2x6s on the outside and on the inside. Now we're going to start here by putting them on the outside so that we can lift this up and push it out against it. We've got this chain here. When we lift, I think I can lift by the pipe. It's really not that heavy, but it's going to want to spring outward. So this chain is intended to keep it from going too far outward. Probably need to go outside and make sure I'm not right against the post right now. It may already be. So I may have to pull backwards here. Yes, we're against the post out here. Yeah, get on a tractor and lift and pull backwards because we got to get away from those posts. There we go. Now we've got a bad bow here in the center, and I think that's because we've got these straps really tight. I wonder if we should let some of that tension or all that tension off the straps.
I think we can now because you guys are tight.
He's trying. It's, remember we got tractors, not forklifts here. So. Yeah. Rex, you're doing good.
I'm thinking that by mounting it higher on top of these taller posts, I'll be able to move the pallet racking further out, so effectively I'll have a lot more room in the building.
Okay, hold it.
Of course, I'll have to put some siding on that wall there, but we'll get to that eventually.
I know, we're trying. Am I going to have to back up? We'll get her. We'll get her. Oh, we got it? That does it. Look at that.
I knew when he grabbed that Milwaukee, he'd never run that screw home.
Miracles never cease, Dave.
It pulled down nice. That's the way it should have done.
Keep holding, Dave.
Oh, okay.
Yep, keep holding, Dave. Well, we use a DeWalt on the 5-inch screws and we use a Milwaukee on the 10-inch screws. The approach we've chosen is working pretty well. We're lifting on the pipe here, and then we've got that chain to keep it from going outward, right? Because it wants to spring outward because we've got tension on it here. And the good point is with this lever that Rex has built for us, right? We can move this, twist this main beam in and out as we want. So that's how we're going about it. We're having to take one of these steel pieces off here right now because it just happens to match up over a post. It's behind the camera down there, but yeah, that's what we're going to take off now because we won't be able to screw right through that steel with these wood screws.
He has to edit all that,
Kids these days. I was told that they would be a lot harder to get out.
Trying to keep from pulling up my plastic.
We'll list to this post, and then I think we can walk it the other way. Why do I need?
I always wanted to throw rocks at you.
Having fun.
Five days, Rex. 5 days.
Yep. Yep.
5 full days, Dave.
Full. Very full.
Cecilia's joining us. Without Vanessa, see, we'd have never got done.
Oh, you would have. Might
Well,
have taken a
eventually.
little longer.
You sort of proved it, though, because the day
On
you're
the
here,
last day.
Yeah.
it was way out there. Now it's back there. It's about 4 foot higher off the ground. We don't have everything put back in yet.
Just the important stuff. Minus Johnny X.
Right. And we'll get a few more things put in tonight, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this. It went much better, the actual moving, than what we thought it might. But that's because of Rex's great planning. Did you stay warm?
I did. I'm real warm.
You look it.
You look
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you guys look cold.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on
Tractor Time with Tim.
Whenever the tabernacle is to move, the Levites are to take it down, and whenever the tabernacle is to be set up, the Levites shall do it. Anyone else who approaches it is to be put to death.
So Rex advised that, whoops, I always honk this stupid horn.